Hello students, how are you all? I hope everyone is fine and doing well. Welcome to your YouTube channel Revision Learning. Sound. It's a vibration that propagates a wave through a transmission medium such as solid, liquids or gases. In human psychology and physiology, sound is the reception of such waves and their perception by the brain. Today, we will learn about the different types of sounds, its uses, its advantages and disadvantages from our Jayashankar sir. Today, Jayashankar sir will teach you Science chapter number 13 for the class 8 students, Sounds. So, without wasting any time, let's directly join to Sir Jayashankar's class.
Hello students, good evening. Today I will start chapter 13, Sound. Myself Jayashankar De, class 8 science teacher. Student, you maybe know that sounds plays an important role in our life. It helps us to communicate with one another. In this chapter, student, we will discuss how is sound produced, how do we hear sound, why are some sounds louder and some sounds shrill, what is music and noise, how is noise pollution caused. Next one is, student, vibration are the cause of sound. Vibrations. When a particle or a body moves to and fro about its mean position, it is said to vibrate. This to and fro motion is called the vibration. Student, we will discuss this vibration with the activity 13.1 and 13.2. Student, as you can see that there is a brick and this is a plastic scale or ruler, as you can say that. Now if you pull the plastic ruler or if you pull the plastic ruler upward or downward directions, it will start vibrating, as because over the plastic ruler there is a brick which is heavier than the plastic ruler. After that you will see that the plastic ruler will start vibrating, to and fro motion. In activity 13.2 also, student, there are two nails and this is a wire. Now if you pull the wire towards upward or downward directions, it will start vibrating, to and fro motion. Now next one is tuning fork. Student, this is called tuning fork. The hands of the tuning forks are called prongs and the arms of the tuning forks are called prongs and the hand is called the stem. The shape of the tuning fork is U shape. Now student, one more experiment in 13.4 which proved that sound produced by tuning fork is due to the vibration of prongs. Now what is the experiment? Student, we need to suspended a thermocol ball and after that, student, we need to hit the ball with a tuning fork. When the prong hit to the ball directly, we will hear a sharp humming sound of the tuning fork, and if we touch the prong with the hand, we will feel that these two prongs will start vibrating. This experiment proves that the tuning fork sound creates or produced in a tuning fork with the help of prongs. Next one, student, from 13.5, some common terms used for sound. Look student, this is the point of suspension, which means where the pendulum is suspended. On that particular point is called the point of suspension. Now if we pull the pendulum towards this way, means towards right side or towards left side, now once it will go there, After that it will come again this and will go here again. This is called one complete oscillation, which means the pendulum is now at position B, and this is called the mean position. Now C and A are the extreme position. Now student, if we pull the bob means this pendulum, if we pull this one, bob means this, the round shape metal, as you can see. If we pull the bob towards C, which means extreme position, and if we release the bob from C, it will come to A and again it will come to C. This is called to and fro motion and will complete one oscillation. The maximum displacement of the pendulum from its mean position is called amplitude. The number of oscillation produced in 1 second in its frequency and the time required to produce one oscillation is called the time period, which means student, the number of oscillations produced in 1 second, it is its frequency, and time required for produce one oscillation is called the time period. If the pendulum moves to and fro motion about its mean position is called one oscillation, and this motion is called the oscillatory motion. Now student, if we put or if we place one tuning fork or prong into the extreme positions A and C, and when the ball or bob will hit the prong, it will create sound, and if we touch the prong of the tuning fork, we'll feel that the vibration. Now next one is amplitude. The maximum displacement of a vibrating body from its mean position is called its amplitude. It has been seen that student, larger the amplitude, the more is the loudness. In fact, loudness is directly proportional to the square of amplitude, which means student, if the amplitude increases by 2 factor, then loudness will increase by 4 factor. The loudness is measured in terms of decibel, dB, small d capital B. The SI unit of amplitude is meter. Next one is frequency. The number of vibrations produced by a vibrating body in 1 second is called frequency, which means in 1 second number of times vibrations of the body is called the frequency. The frequency is denoted by the letter small f. Now units of frequency. The unit of frequency in SI system is Hertz. Symbol is Hz. SI system means Standard International System. When a vibrating body produces one vibration in 1 second, then its frequency is said to be 1 Hertz. Student, he is Heinrich Rudolf Hertz. The unit of frequency Hertz is named after him. You just need to read once about him, the portion given in the book, student. You will just need to read once about him, Heinrich Rudolf Hertz. Next one, student, time period. Before that, student, you must know the frequency. If the frequency of tuning fork is 256 Hertz, which means it producing 256 vibration in 1 second. Next one, time period. The time that a vibrating body takes to complete one vibration is called its time period, and it is denoted by the capital letter T. If frequency of vibrating body F and time period T, then F vibrations are completed in 1 second, then one vibration is completed 1 by F second, then time taken by the complete one vibration, that is one time period, T is equal to 1 by F. That's why the formula has come from here, time period is equal to 1 by f, means frequency. Now next topic is student 13.6, do all vibrations produce sound? Now let's check whether it is true or false. It has been proved that human ear is not sensitive to all kinds of frequencies of vibration. If the frequency of vibrations is less than 20 Hz, then human ear cannot perceive them. Such vibrations are called infrasonic vibrations, which means the frequency of vibrations is less than 20 Hz. These are called infrasonic vibrations. If the frequency of vibrations is between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz, then human ear can perceive by the human perceive easily. Such vibrations are called sonic vibrations or sound vibrations. I repeat again, if the frequency of vibrations is more than 20 is between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz, then it is called sonic vibrations or sound vibration. And if the vibration is less than 20 Hz, then it is called infrasonic vibrations. If the frequency of vibration is above 20,000 Hz, which means more than 20,000 Hz, then human ear cannot perceive this type of vibration. Such vibrations are called ultrasonic vibrations or ultrasonics. Now, uses of ultrasonic vibrations by animals. Dog can hear up to the frequency of 40,000 Hz as compared to the human. Dogs can be specially trained to respond to a whistle which produces ultrasonic vibrations. This whistle is commonly called Galton whistle. This type of whistle cannot be heard by the humans as because it is more than 20,000 Hz. Next one, bats. Bats produce vibrations in a frequency range of 50 Hz to 80,000 Hz. Bats have very weak eyes. When the bats fly at night, they produce ultrasonic vibrations which cannot be heard by the humans or the insects. When these vibrations strike the insects, they are reflected back. On receiving the reflected sound, the bat can locate the insect and eat it. Next one, number 3 point. Dolphins are related to the whale family. They use ultrasonic sound to locate their prey. Prey means their food. In much the same way as the bats, which means like the bats, dolphins also follow the same phenomenon. Next one, student 13.7, sound needs a material medium for their propagation, which means for travel. Propagation means traveling of sound. If we talk or if we shout, definitely this sound can be heard by everyone if the peoples are nearby, which means through the air sounds transfer or sounds can propagate through the air. Now one activity is given here, 13.3. If the alarm clock if a table clock gives alarm, if the people standing nearby the table can hear the tickling sound, but if the people place their ears on the table, then they will hear much louder sound, which means it is clear that for traveling a sound, air is required. But student, thing is that if the people touch their ears to the table, they will hear the louder sound, which means sound energy travels faster in solid. The speed of sound in solid like steel 5100 meter per second, but slower in liquid like water 1600 meter per second, and very slow in the gases 330 meter per second. Gases means you can use the air also. In air also sound speed is 330 meter per second. Student, in rainy day we can hear the thunder sound after lightning, which means when the cloud collides, light emits, and after light emitting, after a few seconds we can hear the thunder sound. This indicate that light travels at a speed of 3 lakh km per second and sound travels at a speed of 330 meter per second. This is the difference. That's why after lightning we can hear the thunder sound later on after few seconds. Now student, next one is sound cannot travel through vacuum. Vacuum means no air. Let's discuss this topic with an experiment. This is a bell jar. Here we placed one electric bell, and with the help of vacuum pump we reduce or we taken out the air inside the bell jar. Then we place the key and battery. If we press the key, the sound bell will ring, but we cannot hear the sound as because there is no air. Now if we put the air inside the bell jar, then if we press the key we can hear the sound. This experiment proves that sound cannot travel through vacuum and material medium is necessary for the propagation of sound. Next one student, human ear. The nature's gift for hearing, human ear. This is the structure of a human ear, and these are the different parts of the human ear. Now student, let's discuss the human ear first. There are two parts of the human ear. One is outer or external part, then not two part, three part actually. Outer or external part, middle ear and inner ear. Outer part or outer ear of the human ear consists of a flap-like structure called pinna. It is further connected to ear canal. Look, this is pinna. The shape of flap is called pinna, and it is connected to the connected to the ear canal. This is the ear canal, at the end of which it is called circular membrane. Here circular membrane, and it is called eardrum. Next one, middle ear. It consists of chain of 3 bones, which on one side are connected to eardrum and on the other side to the inner ear. Look in the figure, this is middle ear. This one side is connected to the eardrum and other connected to the other side of the inner ear. When the eardrum vibrates, the bones in the middle ear start vibrating. In this way, the bones help in magnifying the vibrations of the eardrum. A tube connects the middle ear to the throat and is commonly called ear canal or Eustachian tube. Next one, inner ear. The inner ear consists of 2 parts. One is cochlear and other is semicircular canals filled with a fluid. This is the part of the inner ear. Cochlear is a spiral tube lined with sensory respirators which are connected to the sensory nerve. The sensory nerve is connected to the brain. When the vibrations amplified by the middle ear enter to cochlear, the fluid in it starts vibrating. These vibrations are picked by the sensory respirators and then converted to electrical signals. The electrical signals then travel through the sensory nerve to the brain. It is ultimately the brain which on receiving electrical signals interprets the sound. This is the structure of Kochil. Student, this is all about the structural description of the human ear. Student, next one is, why do sounds differ? We hear a variety of sounds produced by different vibrating objects. We can easily make out the difference between the sound of sitar or a sound of violin. The sound of crow is different from the sound of cuckoo. Even the sounds of different boys in a class are different. The sound of a girl is generally shrill as compared to the sound of boy. Now students, just look these two drums. This area is much bigger than this one. If area is bigger, then it will create the more sound. If area is small, then it will create the less sound or soft sound. Now if we play this drum, it will create a soft sound because area is small, and if we play this drum, it will create loud sound as because area is much bigger than the smaller one. Next one is, loudness decreases with the increase in the distance between the ears and the source. Now it is very much clear that students, if we play a sound recorder or music system in full volume in your home, definitely you will feel much sound inside the home. But if you play the same music systems in a very high voltage or in a high volume, and if you leave the room and you will go outside, definitely you will hear the less sound, which means this indicate that distance between the source and the ear decreases the vibrations or decreases the sound. Loudness is the characteristics of a sound which distinguishes a feeble sound from a loud sound of the same frequency. The loudness of sound depends upon the amplitude of the vibrating body. That is, the more the amplitude, the more is the loudness. Just now student, I have discussed loudness also depends on the area, which means the example of the smaller drum and bigger drum, and loudness decreases with the increase in the distance, which means just now I have given the example of the music system in the home. Next one, pitch. The voice of a woman is more shrill than voice of a man. The sound produced by a flute is more shrill than sound produced by a tabla or a drum. A shrill sound is called high pitch sound, whereas a soft or less shrill sound is called low pitch sound. Pitch is the effect produced in the ear due to the sound of some particular frequency. Pitch depends on the frequency of the vibrating body. That is, the higher the pitch, the more is the frequency, and the lower the pitch, the less is the frequency. Student, in your book some activities are given here: 13.5, 13.6, 13.7, 13.8. You just need to look once these activities. Now moving towards the next topic, difference between loudness and pitch. Loudness depends upon the extent of amplitude of the vibrating body. Pitch is the effect produced in the brain by the sound of some particular frequency. Number 2, loudness of sound is determined by the amount of energy received by the ear in unit time, which means in a particular time. That is, the more the energy received, the louder is the sound. Pitch does not depend upon the amount of energy received by the ear. And last point, loudness does not change with the change in frequency. Pitch changes with the change in frequency. As a rule, a lower frequency will produce a bass sound, whereas higher frequency will produce a shrill sound. Next one, student, noise and music. For example, the sound produced by the various machines, the sound of too many persons talking simultaneously, the bark of a dog, the sound of a supersonic aircraft, etc., are not pleasant to ears. A sound which does not have a pleasing sensation on the ears is called noise. Scientifically, a noise is produced by irregular vibrations. Conversely, a sound which has a pleasant sensation on the ear is called the music. Scientifically, a musical sound is produced by regular vibrations. For example, the prong of a tuning fork or the string of a sitar vibrates at regular intervals, and hence they produce musical sounds. Now let's have a discuss of the difference between music and the musical sound and noise. Musical sound, it has a pleasing effect on the ears. Noise, it does not have a pleasing effect on the ears. It is produced by regular periodic vibrations in a material. It is produced by irregular vibrations in a material. The amplitude of vibrations and its frequency do not change suddenly. The amplitude of vibrations and its frequency change suddenly. Next one, student, sound produced by human beings. Voice box or the larynx is the most important source of sound in human beings. Two ligaments, commonly known as the voice cord, are stretched across the larynx in such a way that it leaves a narrow slit between them for passage of air. When the air from the lungs is forced through the slit, it makes the vocal cord to vibrate and hence produce sound. The pitch of the sound produced is changed by the muscles attached to the vocal cord. When the vocal cords are tight and thin, they produce sound of high frequency, that is shrill sound. However, when the vocal cords are loose and thick, they produce a sound of low frequency, that is a bass sound. Which means, student, when we talk normally or when we speak normally, it produces high frequency, which means shrill sound, and when we shout, it produces low frequency, which means bass sound. Now student, look, musical instrument and sound produced by them. String instrument, which means it is called tantubadya. Guitar, violin, sitar, there is a string, as you can see. If we pull the string or if we play the string, it will create a sound. But violin, guitar, sitar are three different instruments, and three different instruments will play three different sound according to the depends of the playing of the guitar or the musical instruments. Next one, wind or reed instrument. Susir badya. Wind instrument like flute, shehnai, then mouth organ. All the three instruments will create sound, but in different mode depending on the playing of the instrument. Next one, percussion or membrane instrument. Avnaddu badya. Here dholak, mridangam, tabla, drum set, all the musical instruments will create sound, but depending on the playing of the instrument, and it is obviously that all the instruments have different sound. Next one, gana badya. Gana instrument is that, student, as you can play the few vowels, as you can place the few vowels, and you will start beating with the spoon, it will create also a sound. This is called gana badya. Student, this is the list of source of sound with loudness level and effect of sound on human ear. You just need to read all these points. Next one, noise pollution. The disturbance produced in the environment by the undesirable, loud and harsh sound from the various sources is called the noise pollution. Noise pollution is a recent phenomenon of 20th century. Noise pollution, student, at a particular place is determined by the following. First one, loudness of the sound. Second one, duration of noise at a particular place. Student, next one is sources of sound. Noise in home. Student, in home normally we use television, radio, power music system, washing machine, dessert cooler, mixer cum grinder, vacuum cleaner, telephone, typewriter, air conditioner, etc. This will create sound, and these are the sources of noise in the home. Next is noise in surroundings. Following are the causes of noise in surroundings. Loudspeaker used in marriage and religious places. Exploding crackers on various functions. Hawkers in the street. Publicity, announcement made by the trading companies. Noise produced in the construction of house, etc. Noise in factories. All factories, big or small, use machines which invariably produce noise and hence contribute to the noise pollution. Noise due to transportation. This noise is produced by railway trains, all kinds of petrol and diesel vehicles, aeroplane, pressure horns used by automobiles. Next one, harmful effects of noise pollution. Noise is the surroundings interface with speech and talk with another person. A long exposure to noise pollution may result in the loss of hearing to deafness. Noise pollution reduces concentration and results in the loss of work efficiency. Noise causes anger. Noise causes anger, tension, and interferes with the sleep pattern of the individuals. Noise produces headache, irritability, and nerve tension. And last one is noise can cause the night vision as well as cause color blindness. Now next one, prevention and control of noise. In modern society we cannot eliminate noise but can lower its level to bearable limits by taking following measures. The machines should be designed in such a way that they produce minimum noise. Number 2, all automobiles, electric generators, etc. should be provided with improved silencers. Number 3, the heavy vehicles should not be allowed in residential areas. Number 4, the use of loudspeaker for various social or religious functions should be banned. Number 5, the factories should be relocated far away from the residential areas. Number 6, at homes, the TV, the radio, the power music systems, etc. should be played at low volume. Student, this is all about your chapter sound.